guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do a little bit of a kind of like a inexpensive and free mod that I think is going to make the ML look a lot more like off-roady-ish and a lot more like mud-oriented, or not even mud, off-road oriented. So here we got the factory ML55 front bumper, which mine was kind of destroyed. They cost a little bit of money to get them, like $500–600 used. Then you got to paint and all that stuff. So I've seen a lot of people in the forums. We're going to try a couple things. So I'm going to try to just remove this front bumper and see what it looks like. I've seen a couple pictures of people who have removed it and then just painted it and put a couple things on there, and they look pretty cool. So I'm going to try that today and see how easy it is actually to take this bumper off. Alright, so you're going to start with taking this grill off. It's got a series of clips back here. Now mine was kind of already broken, but you should be very careful. I was just putting my arm around and popping each one of them out, and then you get this grill clear. So once you get the grill off, you got two 10 mils, one right there and one right there. You can just take your 10, I don't know why I got such a crazy extension on there, but it should come right off. There's one. Make sure you don't lose them, just in case you want to put the front bumper back on. That was actually really light, really loose, which that's not supposed to be like that. That one's not fully out. There we go. So I got those two bolts out. Yeah, my grill ended up cracking. It was so brittle. Like a lot of look at, you can just see, this is the other reason, it just looks kind of rough. Ugh. But hopefully this new setup will look better. One other thing I just noticed, these probably are not the factory bolts because they're two different lengths of the big washers. So this bumper's probably been off before. I'm gonna throw those right in there. Next thing you wanna do is turn your wheel all the way to the right so you can get this bolt right in here. So the bolts are right here. You can kind of see the stud. It's going to be right over, let me try to get in there. Right there. See, 1 and 2. So those are against 10s. Take those off and then hip to the other side. Now you go with the two bolts that are up front. So let's go straight down over. You can do this in any really order. These should also be 10s right there. That goes out next. Alright, so now that you got all the bolts, you should be able to just pull it kind of out. You're going to have some electrical stuff on the 55, but it's easier if you just swing it out of the way. So just pull that one and then walk over here. And then I'm just going to let mine hang down so I can start unplugging my electrical stuff. This makes it, everything out of the way, a lot easier. So the connector plugs you got to remove, at least for me, were the fog lamp one right there. And then since I have the headlight washers, right here's a little quick disconnect. So you pop that little connector off and it'll come right off of that little nipple. It's so much easier to get to this. There's the other plug. To get to these things, once you swing the bumper out a little bit, perfect. And my headlight washers didn't even work and I didn't really care about them. But that's it so far. Let me take the rest of that padding off. So I'm not hating it. It definitely looks a little bit weird because, first of all, the lighting on that. I don't have to back this up in the sun to show you. So it looks a little bit weird. It might look better if I clean it up and paint it and get some of those things out of the way. So I'm not too sure about it. Another thing I could do, what I see a lot of people do is they cut this part off a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer. But I think I'm going to ride around like that. I'm going to go clean it and pressure wash it and just see if I can make it look a little bit better. But tell me what you think in the comments, just like this. So I spun around a light. You can definitely see it a lot better in the sun. So I think it just looks a little weird because it's a little bit bland. So we're going to spray it down, and just because those bars are silver, so I'm going to spray it down with some degreaser, clean it all up, and then I might throw some fresh coat of paint on it and make it see if it looks a little bit better. Because also now this whole thing, I got all the brackets and everything just debolted. Took me probably 4 minutes to take it all off, so if I don't like it, I didn't do anything permanent yet, I could put it back on. Spray it down a little bit. Yeah, because even with the degreaser, just making it look black, looks so much better. Oh, yeah. Night and day. So what we got is just cleaned up and just one coat of paint on here. And as you can see, this bracket was not there before. So what I kind of want to do is, because I kind of like how it sits like that. I don't hate it. Here, I'll show you what it looks like with the hood shit. I am liking it. I think it looks pretty mean like this. Sorry, with no sun's kind of hard to see. But I think it looks pretty mean like that. And then what I'm going to try to do is, bam! So this is a brush guard that came factory with my ML430. Yeah, the light's a little wonky. It's definitely old, used. I'm going to take it, paint it, but I first want to mock it up and see what it looks like. So that's it, kind of mocked up, not painted. Apologize for the little sad little eye. I definitely got to fix that. but it doesn't look too bad with it. Like, it looks pretty mean. I definitely gotta like paint it and spray it, and it's not fully even bolted in right now. It just got the 2 bolts up top. That's why you see the jack stands on there. But it's looking kind of mean. I'm really not hitting it. Maybe if I get some cooler fog lights and stuff like that. It's definitely adding a lot of weight to the front. Once I fully bolt it down and it's kind of on its full weight, it might lower me down a little bit. But I'll have to weigh it, because maybe all the weight from that front bumper, which I doubt that plastic bumper weighs more than, or weighs less than this, but I'm not hating it. Let's get it all painted, all cleaned up and installed, and see what it looks like. Dang, I'm gonna say this. Looking pretty good. I'm still painting the fog lights that came with it. I might change those eventually, but it's not looking too bad. The sun's definitely coming down a little bit. I don't know if you could tell. I actually got my new light on there, so that's helping out, but it's coming out good. Pretty nice. And to put these on, it's super easy. Once it's all dry and everything, I'll show you how to put it all on, but it's pretty good. Bumpers all on and looking pretty good. I definitely probably got to align it a little bit better, because you can apparently shift this one a little bit. You have a little bit of play, but I also added these fog lights in that I got from Amazon. They were super effing cheap. Just to go test. They were able to be here like within an hour. So I think it looks so good, and all this was free just from like the factory brush bar from my 430, and that's the bumper underneath. And then, I mean, okay, the lights weren't free, but I think they were like 20 bucks. I'll throw a link below. But man, I think it looks pretty good. And I also polished up the headlights, which I think really make it pop a lot better. And then these factory headlights, or fog lights, they just go off of the factory switch. Literally the one that comes on the ML right there for the front. And then also I have a rear ones where we're going to eventually put some rear fog lights, or a light bar. But it's so good. And also they plug right into the factory harness. If you could actually see it, yeah. So it's got that tucked up into there. You can see it right there. It's just the factory harness. So literally it's super easy. And with this brush guard, you still have your little yanking and pull point down there. And I think this looks so nice. What I'm probably going to be looking up next, I'm going to be either put a light bar over here, something to go right around the grill, or what I was also thinking about doing is cutting these tabs off right here. Either cut those off and then cut this tab off right here and maybe reinforcement. And then what I got over here is, so what we got right here is just a standard winch plate. So I know the Harbor Freight winches fit on there, and a ton of them do. They got all these pre-drilled holes in it. I could take that, and when I was looking, I seen a couple people actually do it. It actually will fit. Once I cut these tabs off, it fits right along there. And hopefully it'll pull the winch out. I gotta see, but hopefully it's gonna put it right over here. Liking that. I'm debating on cutting off this side right here, then boxing it in, just to make it a little bit cleaner. But still, with this whole setup, if I want to, I can throw the factory bumper directly back on, and it won't even. There was no modification to this done at all. Pretty nice. So that's what we did to the ML55 today. I hope you guys liked it. This bumper in the front end, I think, looks so much nicer. And now, since I don't have that plastic front end bumper, I'm not worrying about like hitting it and cracking and scratching it or anything. And if anyone wants it, I got it right over there. I'll probably throw it in the garage or with the rest of the bumpers. I mean, if you're local in Florida, you can come pick it up. It's not perfect as you saw in the video. Come and get it. Give me a couple bucks, whatever. Because if not, soon it's just going to get cut up for parts and then thrown the rest away. But I'm so glad, because now I actually have that full steel skid plate that goes pretty effing far back to protect my radiator. I've already taken it off-roading a lot with that, and it makes me feel a lot better when I go into like a big like dip and stuff like that. It kind of like just coasted me. Before, every time I would go into like any big incline, I would hit the bumper and start hearing go, and it just made me feel really uncomfortable. But now, like, bam, so much nicer. And those fog lights, like, I've been driving around, and they're pretty effing bright. So if you look how I have them set up right now, they have like one heck of an angle, because I'm not using them as like driving lights. I'm using them for like when I'm in a weird sketchy area. If I can't see anything, I turn it on and it just floods the whole area out. But I'm super happy with them. Dirt cheap. I'll put a link. I'm pretty sure I got them on Amazon. But thanks for guys watching. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Find me on Instagram. It's BuffyCLK500. Throw a comment down, throw a like, tell your friends. And the ML, we got a lot more stuff. Next, we're gonna we'll be lifting it a little bit more in the next couple videos, most likely. I'm just waiting on some parts, and pretty happy with it. Maybe we'll add a little bit of power, go get a tune, or maybe get some headers if I really want to just blow money on it. But right now, I'm very happy with the car. All right, see you guys later. Lady versus Swiffer. Swiffer wins.